Welcome back to the chat with Sporty. How's everybody doing out here this morning? I am now, I just got off of work and I just came in and wanted to say good morning to everyone. Oh Lord, I'm so tired. How the weather out wherever you are located at? It's raining over here, raining, cold, and sleepy weather, but I'm here, and hoping that you are here. And I don't know what to say. I don't know why I came on live. I just wanted to say good morning to everyone and hoping everybody is doing great. Whether it's raining, sunshine, cold, warm, whatever the weather is, where your neck of the wood is. I just want to come and say hello. My night was fulfilling. Whew, it was fulfilling. I worked last night and then cause you know how you ever been at work and you just, physically tired and you just, you're going through the procedure of your job duties and then you just wishing, the time to get off of work and you rush to go get off of work and you try to rush home and then you get home, you know you're tired, but then you just can't lay there and go to sleep because you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, that's me, but I'm going to still make it on, still, persistent and everything, and that's all I can do. But I want to come in and say I was looking at the news and stuff like that going around the world, and I happened to come across that young guy. What's his name? Luigi, whatever his name. And he sit there. He's this young guy. He sit there and assassinated the I guess the director of for the United Healthcare, and there's a lot of speculation why he did it. Some people say he did it for his grandmother, his grandparents. Some people did it, because he didn't like the way the healthcare system was running. And then I looked on the news, it said that he, out his own mouth, that he was going to uh, send a bomb, but he didn't want nobody else to get hurt. And I just and then I was looking at CNN. I was work last night, so I caught a glance at that, and they were saying that he's trying to fight extradition to go to New York, and then um he wants to and if he do go to jail prison, you know the inmates in there are going to make it hard for him because he's known, he's wealthy, he comes from a wealthy family. And so my belief is this: it doesn't matter if you don't like the healthcare. I don't like sometimes the healthcare system myself. You go into the doctor and you you think you're gonna pay one lump sum, or your insurance paying something, and you gotta stick at the comment for co-payment and stuff like that. But it doesn't give him the right to shoot that man in cold-blooded execution style. It doesn't give him the right. And they's trying to sit there and say that, the prison, if he is going to be, found guilty when the time comes, that, the prison is going to be much rough on him. And my thing is this: he should have knew that before he even decided to go ahead that route, and he should have realized that taking the law in his hands is going to result to what is now he's facing now in jail. A lot of times people go through that and they decide to take the law in the hand, whatever the situation they're in, because of their wealth, because he comes from a wealthy family. Now, the only way he'll get out of this and not serve any time or what have you is because money talks and bullshit walks. Excuse my French, but I feel that even the ones who are wealthy and come from a wealthy family, I think that they should be held accountable for it, because it was someone like us, me, or anyone else that didn't really have the money that they have and the wealth that they have, we will be facing prison and sent to the prison and into the correctional institute as quickly as our last name. So, and then he sit there and said he didn't want to do the bond because he don't want anybody to get hurt. Well, that's good for him. I'm glad he thought about that. But then at the same time, it don't make a hill of bean. You took a man, you killed a man, and you took a man, not only a man, but a husband and a father to his child. It's not right. So, and then what's funny, the crazy thing about it is he's being now known as the hero and around the world. You got women who saying that they think he's nice looking and he's attractive and that's crazy. And I truly believe it's those type of women who saying that are the women who have low self-esteem and that find I don't care if he's drop down gorgeous. If you kill someone and you take the matter in your law in your own hand, it doesn't matter how you look. The ones who are cute does not mean that he's just because he's cute does not mean that okay he's cute. Well, he's known as a hero. And then people saying he's a hero because he put a broad statement. He now having people or having the healthcare system to be exposed. It was a way of doing things. And you can expose the healthcare, but I don't believe in killing someone cold blooded like that. And then when he killed the person, you saw a picture of him smiling. So it was. And then he went to McDonald's and I think the workers found, they realized it was him. They called the law enforcement. So I'm glad that they caught him. I'm glad. I have no sympathy for him. I'm glad that they caught him, and I hope they throw the book at him. Because again, just because we don't like the healthcare system and how it runs or what have it, or any other um, uh, 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 laws that is going to govern this world. We do not have the right to take someone's life. And then we're going to call the person who did that, we're going to call them heroes and he's sexy and all that. That's craziness. And then in the fact of the matter is, then they trying his lawyers and trying to say that he goes in the Christian Institute, certain part. If he goes to I think the maximum security, he'll be a little bit more safer than that. Okay, we still trying to make sure that he's safe, but what about the man that he took from his family, where he say walking down the street? Was he safe? So I just don't have sympathy for that. And then not only that, it's bad enough he's going to prison, and we have taxpayer are paying for every criminal that goes into the Crescent Institute. So it to me, it just it don't make a hell of beans to me. I hope that he be held accountable for his action because even though whatever the reason why he killed that man, it was not right. And I hope that they extradite him back to New York. He's trying to fight the extradition because I believe he knows he go to New York. He don't have a chance at all. But I hope that they will send him to New York for the killing of that man. You have to be held accountable for your sins and your actions. Then I heard on the news, I can't think of her name. She's a delegate, council member, a congresswoman. One, I think she's a congresswoman, and they charging this. I think it's this guy. Um, they charging him. I gotta get through my little research, but I just caught a little glance at that. They charging him because he accosted her. He did something to her, and she has been having a lot of other what is it? Uh, um, Suspicious threats about her and everything. And the reason why he did that to her because of her stand against transgender going to using the bathrooms. Now, my thing is this: I have no right to judge anybody's lifestyle. That is not me. But I have a right to not accept their lifestyle. Judging someone and not accepting their lifestyle is totally different. And I don't and I have that right to not accept their lifestyle. Now you ask me, should transgender use uh female bathroom or use male bathroom if they're trying to be a female or if they're trying to be a male? I say no. And I also believe in the fact that they should not be performing or participating in female sports. You see, male testosterone is more higher and powerful than a woman. And I feel that if you want to be a female, you want to be a male, that's your cross to bear. But as far as going to a female bathroom or going to a male bathroom and you are not that sex, I stand against that. It was one time my husband and I we was at a McDonald's and this was years ago, and I had told my husband I got to go to the bathroom, so I'm using the stall and I happened to hear someone talking on the next stall, and it sounded like a male. So I started, did my little business. I looked under, you look up below the stall, and I didn't see nothing sitting there right. But the person who was talking, you could tell wasn't a female. So what I did was I came out and I reported to the manager. So the manager, she came in. This is before they accepted the transgender. So she came in, she knocked on the door, and the man, she said, "You got to leave. This is a female bathroom." So he was, he wasn't happy, and the manager gave me a signal like, "Don't say anything," and I didn't say anything. And when the man came out, he was dressed like a woman, but he was a man. And so she made him leave. He was fussing and arguing and everything, but it wasn't at that time enforcing it. Wasn't what it wasn't at that time more acceptable like it is now. So when I heard about that congresswoman who's being accosted from one of her stalkers or whoever that person was who came and did what he did to her, and they charging him because he did not like the fact that she's, with her stand and her stand about transgender using the opposite sex bathroom. I again will stand with the congresswoman. You see, God made Adam and Eve, not Eve and Eve and Adam. And he did not make, and I don't have nothing against the transgenders, the transgenders, the homosexuals, the lesbians, the gays, the queers. I have nothing against them. I just don't accept their lifestyle. Now you can come on here, you can sit there and ridicule me and comment on this disrespect comment, but I have to stand on the will of God. And my and I know His will is that I don't have to. It's not my place to judge you. I'm not going to sit there and judge you. Whatever we do, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, it's our cross to bear to a higher power. And so, but what we are, if we children of God, has to do is we don't have to accept their sinful ways. Okay, so that's the difference. You're not judging them, but you're not also accepting their sinful ways. Now we all come toward the glory of God. Nobody upon this earth is without sin. Nobody upon this in this earth is sinless. But we have to obey God's will. And even though we sometimes obey the laws of the land, we obey the laws of the land if it's right and it sounds right and it is right. But if it's not right and it doesn't sound right and it's not and it isn't right, we are not supposed to accept that law. Now we can't go in there and change the law, but we can stand firmly on the belief of on the grounds of religion, and that means that we just continue to talk to our God, continue to pray to God, and let Him take care of the rest. So when she being accosted because of her stand on transgender, not using the bathroom, it was probably someone who was probably transgender themselves, and didn't like the fact that she's trying to ban using the bathroom. I don't think that was right. Okay, just like you see a lot of transgender that's getting killed and murdered. I just came across some other young guy who was either beaten because of his sexuality. I don't agree with that. Okay, even though we know that it's wrong if a boy become a female trying to be a female, or a female trying to become a boy, even though we wrong, we do not take the law in our hands, just like it was with that little young man who sit there and killed that director or whoever he was in healthcare. We do not take the law in our own hands. What we need to do as children of God, we need to pray and give it over to God and let Him take control of it. We're not supposed to take the law in our hand and kill someone, especially in the name of Jesus Christ, Allah, what have you. That's not the way that we're taught, and not the way that God wants us to represent our true religion. And so some people, they sit there, they kill people, they kill the sexuality, they kill transgender, they kill gays and lesbians, stuff like that. No, we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to love our enemies. Now I know that again, that's a of tough pills to swallow. But at the end of the day, we are supposed to still love our enemies. That's what the Bible said. We are not supposed to judge it. It's God's cross to bear. It's His authority to judge us. But we are not supposed to accept sinful ways. Now, you may have people who are going to hear this and they're not going to like it. Well, then that what shows, especially, and especially the ones who supposedly walking in the light of God and talking, but you can see by the spirit of by the gift of the Holy Spirit if they truly is God of that. And if they sit there and they don't like what you say and they don't like what come in your mouth, you see, God says in the Bible, "What's in the dark is going to be in the light, and what's in the light is going to what's in the dark going to be in the light." So the ones who don't like what you say, especially the ones who call holy, holy Jesus, Jesus, they ain't nothing but hypocrites. Because if you are showing up truly, if you are showing up truly a son of God or a daughter of God, you will understand what I'm saying. You will not sit there and say what I'm and say to yourself, or feel in your mind and your spirit that what I'm saying on this line is wrong. And so what I'm saying is that it's not our power and our will to kill anyone whose sexuality is not what we expected. I believe that God created man and he created woman. The first person who was a man was Adam. The second person was who's a woman person was a woman who was Eve. He did not create it in the same sex. Okay, that's one of the reasons why he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That's one of the reasons why he told Noah to build the ark, because so many of the people back then was doing unnatural sexes, doing anything that it was very sinful, and God destroyed that. But now he said to Noah that he will pour a rainbow in the sky, that he will not destroy this world again. Okay, with the flood. But as you look at it now, from that time, from Noah and Sodom and Gomorrah and any other time, and back in the Bible, and you leave, and up until now, we're going back to that way of era. Okay, I was looking at the other day in New York City, a video on YouTube, and they had a black man shaking his bum in front of the white guy, and the white guy, he was just, enjoying it. And I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, God, New York is becoming like Las Vegas, Sin City, where all over the world is coming to become Sin City, even here, right here in Washington, D.C. So we're beginning to go back to where it was once upon in the Bible. But does that mean we children of God are supposed to accept that? No, we're not supposed to accept it. We're not supposed to honor sin. We're just supposed to make sure that we're living the right path, the right way unto God. And what we don't like about it, we are not supposed to go out here and be vigilantes and start killing. That is not the will of God. We do not have the authority to take anyone like this. Like, we don't have the authority to take our own lives. We can only just continue to pray to God and let Him take care of the rest. But you got people out here killing people because of the sexuality. You got people killing other people because of the way the law is run and governed in this world. And they think that they're doing it because this is the right thing to do. But in all reality, it's not the right thing to do. So when that young guy killed that man who was running the healthcare, he's in jail, and people calling him sexy and nice looking and a hero, that shows a lot about those people. Okay, how is it that he's cute and sexy? Okay, he is, to me, is a demonic spirit, because the devil got into his mind, told him to go here and shoot that man, and now the devil's laughing, sitting back and laughing, because the devil has got him. And then they trying to make it comfortable him for going into the correctional institution, and making sure and trying to sympathize with his feelings and his motion, and making sure that he don't get attacked, or he be, you as a prodigy towards the other inmates. But what about the man who got shot and shot in broad daylight walking down the street, who couldn't even make it back home to his wife and his son, who's drowned when they charge him? That's the day they charge him. It was the day that they bury him. So now Christmas and New Year's coming, they won't have their husband. She won't have her husband, and the son won't have his father. But we supposed to be okay with this guy because he's a hero, he's sexy, and he did the right thing. We supposed to be okay because he now have made exposed to put a spotlight on healthcare. That is not God's will. We supposed to be okay because the congresswoman pretty much got attacked because of her stand on transgender using the bathroom. We supposed to be okay with that. That's not God's will. That is not God's will. How you can counteract how you can counteract that is that you continue to fall on your knees and pray to God. You may not see the manifestation right there. Oh, trust me, just because just because you think that they are getting away or they even think they're getting away, there really isn't. Because God says when he comes back, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess who he is, Lord, the Lord, King, the Almighty. And we have to be standing before the judgment and be judged, not from but us, but our Heavenly Father. So I don't agree with some of the things that these people going around doing in this world. Okay, I do not accept gays, transgender, homosexual, and lesbian. I do not accept it, but I do not judge them as well. I just don't. I do not. I just do not accept their lifestyle. I am straight. I love men. Okay, but if I am straight and I love men, and I see someone who loves women, who is a woman, or who loves men, who's a man, I do not accept that. But that does not mean that I hate them. It does not mean that I'm trying to go out here and get a gun and trying to attack him or trying to kill him. It does not mean that I'm judging him. It's just that I don't set their lifestyle. Now, when you come to having homosexual, lesbian, gays, and transgender whose family and there's another thing, whose family reject them, well, I don't know how to respond to that. But then I do know how to respond to that because again, if any of my kids was gays or transgender, queer or lesbian or bisexual or what have you, I would not accept their lifestyle. Yes, I would love them because I am their mother, but I would not accept their lifestyle. I wouldn't cut them off and totally from my family, but I would not. If you ask me, would I have them and their same sex come to my house for gathering? No, I would not do that. But again, if they needed me, I would be there because at the end of the day, I am their mother. I love them. They are my children, but I would not accept their lifestyle. So that's the difference between accepting someone's lifestyle and taking revenge upon yourself. And you are not that you don't have the authority. And when I said many of my videos, we're living in this twisted, wicked world. What used to be good is now bad. What's now good, what's now bad is good. So it doesn't amaze me what is going on around this world. It doesn't amaze me. And then if you want to get on a platform and you say that they want to sabotage your video, they want to sit there. Boycott your videos. Boycott. They want to sue you for defamation, character, what have you, because you stand on saying that you don't appreciate, you don't set the lifestyle. But I cannot sit there and say, okay, I don't set the lifestyle, but I'm just going to accept them. No, I can't do that. If I'm a child of God. So that's the thing about so that's the thing that I'm saying. Okay, you have to stand on the will of God, and you have to stand on the truthfulness of God. You can't sugarcoat and say God holy, holy, and then go the opposite way and set the sinful lifestyle. And when I say sinful lifestyle, we all come short of the glory of God. I sin. Everyone sin, but I'm talking about sin that is wrong. You got males and female that having operation to turn themselves from a male to a woman and a woman to a male. And thanks be to God, I am married to my husband because if I wasn't married, I would be too scared to go on a date because you think sometimes you go on a date, you think you actually met a guy, and you end up and kind of find out they had an operation to turn themselves a female, turn themselves into a male. You think you met a woman and they had operation turned itself into a man. It's just so scared. It's scared because of the fact that you don't know what you're getting yourself to. But but you don't know what you're getting yourself into if you don't have a relationship with God. So that's what I'm saying is that this world is twisted. Stop believing the lies of the devil. Stop taking, he said, revenge is mine, said the Lord. It didn't say the revenge is yours or mine or yours. Revenge is God. Don't worry how they live their lifestyle. If they want to have operation, they want to be transgender, they want to be bisexual. And another thing, people who are bisexual, they like men and women. That's craziness. Either you like men or you like women. You can't like both of them. But that's the demonic spirit that the devil's put in your mind. Yeah, you can like both sex. Ain't nothing wrong liking both sex. You can turn you a woman. You can turn you have origin be a man. You can be a man, turn yourself. That's the negative evilness doors that the devil's putting upon people who don't have a relationship with God. And then they want to sit there and mix their sin with religion. You got a lot of these Catholic churches who minister who has sit up here and molested all these young kids, and you got ministers, Catholic priests rather, who are married or who come out as gay, and they mixing religion with the true meaning behind the word religion. And they think that they doing right, and all behold, when they leave this world, they gonna bust wide hell open. But in order how you know that you doing the right of God is that you have a relationship with God and you read His Word. Like I said again, everything that is good is bad now, and everything that's bad is good. We don't have to. We are in this world, but we don't have to be a part of this world. If you see sin, you don't have to accept it, but you don't have to judge them either. You got women dressing like men, being studs and lesbian and all that. You got men dressing like women. It's just so sad. And they think that their lifestyle is the right thing to do. And then, oh my God, and what about the ones who sit there and says, "Oh, I think God made a, I think God had, I think God made a mistake when He created me. I should have been a boy. I should have been a woman, a female." Really, really. And it's so sad that the devil is putting on their mind to have those type of thoughts. God does not make no mistake. If He created you a boy, that's what you're supposed to be. If He created you a girl, that's what you're supposed to be. God does not make no mistakes. But that the devil wants you to feel that way. Oh, believe that. I think that I think He made a mistake when He created me. I should have been born. What about the ones that say I knew I was a boy when I was young. When I used to put on my mother's shoes. When I used to put on my father's shoes, I knew I was a girl when I used to put my mother's shoes on. And some parents, they accept that. What about the parents who dress their kid as a little girl, their boy as a little girl, or dress their girl into a little boy and say, "Oh, well, it's okay." It's not okay. It really isn't. It's sad. And then when the child gets older and start being the opposite sex, the sin not only apply to the child, it's going to apply to the parents. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be of this world. Stop taking the law in your own hand. Stop thinking that it's all right to go around and be vigilante and kill these people. Okay? Then that like I said, that guy who run the healthcare, United Healthcare. Now he may not agree with the government of the rules, the laws that that man or whoever had put in there, but that didn't give that young guy to sit there and shoot that man. Now he lost his life. At what cost? But we supposed to be sympathetic because the young guy going to jail and make sure that he goes into the right institution so he won't be no victim in prison. Oh, we supposed to sit there and say, "Oh, he's cute, he's sexy. Oh, he's a hero." A hero for what? Oh, he's a hero for taking someone's life? That's crazy. The woman who's a congresswoman. She should have got attacked because she's in the position to make law, and because she doesn't agree with certain sexuality, she get attacked. That's crazy. It is so sad. But yet still, people out there still rooting for them. People don't see the wrong in that because that's what the devil wants you to think. The devil wants you to think that what you're doing wrong is right. And as children of God, if you claim, especially the one who claims they're children of God, you should know what that's wrong. You don't have to accept their lifestyle. Now people say, "How are you gonna say you're not accepting that? You still judging?" No, I'm not judging them. Because judging them would be judging to hate them. or to persecute them. That's judging. But not accepting their lifestyle is not to accept their sin. For example, I don't want that sin coming across my doorsteps. That's not accepting their lifestyle. Still love them, but not accepting their lifestyle. So those are two different spectrum. You got judging who going out there and doing revenge to them and hating them, or persecuting them. That's judging. But it's not accepting them. It's saying, hey, I know that this person is not what it's supposed to be because that's not what the Bible said, but I don't have to accept their lifestyle. So again, if any of my kids was to come home and say, Mom, I'm gay, I would not accept it, but it does not mean that I don't start loving them as a mother supposed to love them. But then we have family gathering, they can come over, but there's no way in the world I'm entertaining them and their same sex partner. I'm not doing it. Because if I entertain them and their same sex partner, that means I'm welcoming sins in my own home. So you have to know the difference. That's what I'm talking about. People going around and they killing people for unnecessary stuff, foolishness. Kids being bullied in school because the same sex, the the sexuality. Adults being a bully and killed for sexuality. It's wrong. It's wrong. Again, I don't agree. It's not right what their sexuality is. If it's not according to the will of God, where it means that He made man and woman, that man, and woman. But that is not right. Two birds don't. You can't. Two birds don't kill a stone. You cannot sit there and kill someone and say that's what God wanted. Oh, I'm doing what God had instructed me to do. God does not give us the authority to kill anyone in this world. That's His authority, not ours. He said, revenge is His, said the Lord. So that's all I got to say. All I'm just saying is that, I have no sympathy of people taking the law in their own home, and taking the law on their own. I know in the Bible somewhere it says in the Bible we supposed to obey the laws of the land and we supposed to obey God's law. And obeying the laws of the land, we supposed to obey some of these laws that are governed in this world that are good. But we're not supposed to take the law in our own hands. We're not supposed to do that. Now, I will say this. Trump is not for the gays and transgender bystander. I do agree with that. Barack Obama was, Biden was, Kamala Harris was, and the reason why I believe Barack Obama was because he wanted the votes. He knew he could get the votes for the transgender world, the transgender, the gay, the lesbian, the bisexual. Same thing with Biden. But Trump saying, I don't care about the vote. I'm not accepting that. And I agree with Trump on that point of view. But at the same time, we're still supposed to love our enemies. We're still supposed to love them. Because at the end of the day, God still loves them. When you are sinning out there, you or I are still sinning out there. And no sin is no smaller than the other sin. No greater than one sin. If you sin, you sin. But as we still sin each and every day we wake up in this twisted world, God still loves us. So just because you see the gays, the lesbian, the transgender, the queer, the bisexual, any of those sinful sexuality, God still loves them. Because remember now, once again, our soul belongs to God. It will only be released to God from God when God does all He can to let us know what we're doing is wrong, and then it goes to the devil. But while we sinning, God still loves us. So just take this, I just want to put out there, we don't have the authority to take the law on our own. We don't have that free will. At the same time, we don't we don't have to accept the law either. But accept it, when I say accept the law, we don't have to accept their sinful ways. And if you really, really is upset and you really don't like what's going on, this right here is the answer to all our problems. Whatever we seeking, whatever we find. You just gotta continue praying. Every day I pray. I left before I left. I was at work, and when I got left work and I came home, I pray for this world. This world is twisted and is wicked. And you got wicked people in this world who is walking around and seeing what they can do to destroy them, not only themselves, but this world. But then you got people like us who standing firm on the will of God, who's living in this wicked world. But does not mean that we have to confine ourselves to this world. Lot and his family was living in Sodom and Gomorrah, and everything but the child of God was happening in that country. And then God made a way for Lot and his family to leave that wicked place. And they was in that wicked world. But the fact of the matter that they was in that world, it did not confine them. Because they didn't accept that wickedness. And God saw. And God knew he had to get his people out of there. Until Lot's wife was so silly that she wanted to see how God destroyed, and God turned into a pillar of salt. Because when you leave you leave wickedness behind, you don't go back and see how God is going to change or destroy whatever's wickedness in front of you. You leave that alone. Like sometimes when I used to say, when I moved out of my old house, I told my family, my husband and our kids, I said, when I move out of here, I'm not looking back. And I did not look back, because why would I want to look back? If I look back, then I'm going back to where I was before. But if you know you coming from a wicked place, this wicked situation, you don't look back. You persevere. And how God deals with that, it's not your concern. It's none of your business. All you need to worry about how God deliver you out. And a lot of the people who living in this world, they focus on the wickedness. And the sad thing about it is God's people focus. Some of God's people focus on wickedness. They can't. They got to know what's going on in the world, which is wickedness. Instead of them focus on continue to doing the works and will and mercy and grace that God has put upon us. I don't care what they do to the wickedness. I don't care what God do to the wickedness. Because that's none of my concern. My concern is making sure my soul is saved for God. So when God calls me home, I know I got a place to go to. But as long as I'm focused on the wickedness, I'm losing my place with God. So if they want to continue doing what they're doing, that's their cross to bear. God gonna deal with them. He said when he comes back, before he comes back, every knee shall bow and confess who he is. He's the Lord of God Almighty. And everyone, even ourselves, we all going to be held accountable. We all going to stand before him to be judged, hoping our names in the book of life. So I don't care how they live their lifestyle or what they do. I don't care anymore about that. I used to care about that until I convert myself with God, but now I'm not worried about that. I got to worry about my own soul. So stop worrying about what people say or what people do. And stop thinking that you have the authority to take on what God didn't put upon you. God didn't tell that young boy to take that man's life. He didn't tell that attacker to come and attack that woman in Congress because of staying on transgender. God did not give her that to give them the authority. But they had in their mind, the devil put in their mind, go ahead and do it. It's okay. You're gonna be labeled a hero. And the ones who are labeling that young guy, they don't know who God is, and they don't have a relationship with God. How you gonna label somebody as a hero who's taking somebody's life? Two wrongs don't make a right. If you don't like what a person do, you don't like the government going on, you continue to pray to God. And allow God to make your stay upon this twisted, wicked world, make it easy. He said, come fall on your knees and cast your tears and burden upon me, and I'll take care of the rest. I'll make your yoke easy. So even though we're living in a wicked world, he's making our yoke he's making and taking our yoke as easy. So stop doing that. Stop living the world what the world has to offer. Yes, the world has to offer. We have everything to offer that is pleasing and respectable unto God. And God give all his children his blessing. But he's not going to bless the sinners. He's not going to bless the wickedness. Because why? Cranky Frankie, I'm blocking you. There you go. Remove. Yep, there you go. So, so that's the thing about that. You have to sit there and see, so that's all I'm trying to say is that we live in the wicked world. We live in wickedness. We are living in a place where everything is good. Everything good is bad. Everything bad is good. We don't know what tomorrow gonna happen. We don't know the very moment it's gonna happen. All we need to continue to do is focus on God. Pray without ceasing. Talk to our higher power, which is Jesus Christ. I don't know what your higher power is. I'm not here to question your higher power, but I know my higher power is Jesus and his precious Father, which is God Almighty. Stop thinking that what people do wrong, they are labeled as heroes. Oh, they did us a favor. They really didn't. Because now they're going to be realizing their mistakes. They're going to be tormented. And everything that the devil try to make you think is right, once he gas you and trap you, he's laughing at you. Yeah, I see it. I got them. Again, like I have been saying many times before, he doesn't care about any of us. All he cares is about our soul. If he can get our soul, he got all of us. Because we in this world, we don't have to be confined to this world. This world is going to be destroyed. After everything takes place, this world going to be destroyed. And every wickedness that comes and breathe and walk and crawl, every wickedness is going to be destroyed along with this world. So why are we focused on the evilness? We need to focus on the new world and focus on Jesus and his Father to get us through through these trials and tribulations in this wicked world. So don't lose your soul for the devil, and don't and stop judging. Again, you don't have to accept anybody's lifestyle, but you must not judge them. I don't accept the gays. I don't accept the transgenders. I don't accept the bisexuals, the queers. I don't accept any of them. But it does not mean that I'm judging them. I just don't accept their lifestyle. And I have did a video, one of my videos on here, and I was talking about the newscaster who was a gay, now it could be yes. And he on one of the newscasters, weatherman, he is a good person. But does that mean I accept his lifestyle? No, I do not. At the time, I was like, okay, hey, I can accept it. I'm not gay. But if I'm a straight woman, as I claim I am, then I should not be accepting their lifestyle. You don't accept me, but then you're right. You don't have to accept me. Nobody has to accept me. And if you want to judge me, you can judge me. I don't care. Because what you feel about me does not define me. What I care who can define me is my God. So you don't have to accept me. You don't have to judge me. You can accept me and you can still judge me. I don't care. Because my spirit is stronger. It's stronger for the Lord. Words cannot hurt me. Only thing can hurt me as far as physically, you put your hands on me probably, or you put a gun to me or what have you. But words, you could be on my live and just put me down, talk about me. I don't care. See, when you get to that point when you don't care, you're okay with your spirit and your soul because you know that God's going to fight your battle regardless. And the ones who sit there and talk about you, put you down, especially the ones who don't know you, because there's something about you. They don't like the fact that I'm on here talking about the goodness of the Lord. Jay, I'm blocking you. Move. Yep. And so they don't like the fact that I'm blocking you again. There you go. Mm-hmm. So they don't like the fact that you sit up there and you talk about the goodness of the Lord. They don't like that. But if I was talking about anything else what the world had to offer, oh my God, they would sit there. I wouldn't get half of the negative comments on here. They can talk about my face. They can talk about my teeth. They can talk about where I talk. I don't care. What point do you all don't care? My spirit and my soul and my confidence is in Jesus. He could be the one that destroy me and take me out of here. All I'm saying is that we're not supposed to judge anybody, but we're not supposed to accept their lifestyle. And I'm going to stand firm on that. I'm not accepting people's sinful lifestyle, especially when it comes to your sexuality. Either you're straight and you're a man or a woman and you're straight, or you're gay, transgender, bisexual, and if you go that route, I'm not accepting that. But again, I'm not judging you. That's all I gotta say about that. And stop making these people who going out here with these guns and shooting people as if they are the Lord God Almighty and taking the law in their hand. Stop making them as a villain and as a hero because they're nothing. And that's not only in the United States, that's over there in the third world country. You got women being persecuted, killing. You got kids being killed. You got men over there being killed for the sake of the sake of God, and they call and especially the ones who killing and calling in the name of Allah and all that. That's not right. That's not right. You're killing people over there because of their lifestyle. It's not right. You're taking the law in your own hands. That's not right. But only thing we can do is continue to pray and talk to our God and leave it at that, and He will take care of the rest. So stop making these evil doers villains and heroes and thinking that what they've done or what they're doing is right because they're not. What seems right to a man is not right to God. You can't take out of the Bible and put into your own philosophy or in your own words and sit there and say this is what God expected us to do or expected us to be. You can't take away from the Bible and add to the Bible. It's as simple as that. But this world is wicked, and it's going to continue to be wicked. As long as us children of God are living in this world, we have not seen nothing yet. We're not seeing nothing yet. We're about to be approaching in a few more weeks 2025, and a lot of people who are here now are not going to be alive in 2025. And that's why God is calling us children of God to go out here on these platforms or out in the public, out on the street, or wherever you may be, and spread the word of gospel to them before it's too late. Because it's not going to be whole account. It's not going to be on my it's not going to be my cross to bear that nobody knows about the goodness of the Lord when it comes to me. And that's why I have no problem be on this live talking about the goodness of the Lord. And since I've been doing this live, I've been having a lot of negative comments on here. But it's not stopping me because why? Because I stand firm on Jesus Christ. And I don't care what you say about me, how you talk about me, how you put me down. I'm standing on that man who died on that cross. And if you got that type of attitude, you're okay. Cause the only thing they're doing is trying to bring your spirit down, or make you question yourself, or make you feel like you're depressed, or even try to make you feel like you bully. I'm not gonna commit suicide, and I know I'm not depressed, and you sure can't bully me, cause what you say about me, I bounce it off my shoulders, and I give it over to God. Because your words is useless to me if you're trying to put me down and talk about me or talk about the way I look at my teeth. I don't care. They talked about Jesus Christ. They put him down. They persecute him. And look how powerful he is. So that's all I'm about to say to you all. Keep your head up. Keep straight. and keep look what's coming. That help, and that help is Jesus Christ. Stop focus on what the evil is trying to do, and focus on what God is trying to do. If you are a child of God, you will stand on his will and his mercy and grace. You may lose a lot of people, but it is what it is. I'd rather lose a lot of people than people, and in order for me to serve and spread the word of God, than lose my soul and spend a place in eternity in hell. It's not worth it. You like this live video? Please comment with positive comments. If not, I will delete it. And please subscribe and become one of my followers. If not, keep on passing on, because I'm a because you know what? I'm going to still stand, and I'm going to wait till that horn sound and God calls me on home. So you want to be a part of my family? That's fine. If you don't, that's fine. But you know what? I'm still standing on his mercy and grace. Until next time, be easy.